Mr. Dirt?
Stuff we need to
Can I be bitchy? I mean, really bitchy today?
Well, I guess.
All right, let's go. Right off the bat, let's talk about Mr. T. You know what it stands for? Tacky. Okay, he claims that he's accumulated $1 million in jewelry now. He wears up to $500,000 a time. Well, in 3 years, he claims he's going to give up acting and become a minister. The first thing he should do is take all that tacky jewelry and put it in a collection plate. Boom! And meanwhile, on TV, why not? You know, why not give a little bit to little Lisa Clark, that illegitimate daughter he has in Chicago? He did give her diamond earrings. Lisa does like him. She's been to visit him on the set, but she lives in a third-floor walk-up. Why not sell some of that jewelry and give her a co-op? Meanwhile...
Can I interrupt you for just 1 second?
No.
This is just a quickie on the subject of you bringing up... The story was released about Mr. T and his daughter, Lisa Clark. The telegram that was sent to Mr. T to get his comments on that story and the fact that it would be published soon in a certain magazine came to my house.
Why is
it was sent to me, I don't know. It was sent to me, a telegram arrived and said, we are going to be publishing the story of your 12-year-old daughter soon, and we want to know if you have any comments. It was signed by the publication, and I looked at that and went like this.
Do you have an illegitimate something that you
No, how could that right possibly be?
Actually, but don't you think that he ought to give some of that money to her to buy, you know, to upgrade her life too?
Well, we don't know the intricacies and details of that story.
I know.
Mr. T has brought a lot of excitement to television this year.
I think he's great. I think he's great. I really do. I wouldn't... It bothers me that he looks like that Oscar candidate, too. And, of course, Dirk Benedict.
Why does it bother you? Now, there's a man who is living his
Would you want your child to look like that if he wasn't on a television?
If he had $1 million worth of jewelry, I think... No, I just think he's larger than life. He's brought some real excitement and characterization to television, whether positive or negative influences it has. We can argue that, but he's certainly... A lot of people are talking about him, including you and I, so I won't interrupt you anymore.
I think it's fun. Now, don't think for a minute I'm trying to be really evil, although I think gossip is one of the great evil pleasures and one of the last oral gratifications that isn't fattening, immoral, or carcinogenic.
Or hard to find.
Anyway, George Peppard and Dirk Benedict are a little upset with Mr. T because he's getting all the publicity, and they feel a little bit like they might be on the B team. Anne Margaret went back to native Sweden to perform a show. She was standing on the stage in that slinky, sexy look that she has, and all of a sudden this man was rushing up towards her. It wasn't a bouquet of flowers, it was a knife. Well, luckily security grabbed him and rushed him off, and Anne was able to go on with the show. Meanwhile, she's told me that she's going to take 6 months off to have a baby. She wants to have a baby. She's 41, so this is about time to do it.
Does she know it usually takes 9?
9 what?
Months.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Anyway, her husband, Roger Smith, 9 or I don't know, but they're a very happily married couple, and her next film project will be the story of Jean Seberg, so we'll see her dead and raped, and that's always fun. Meanwhile, Jack Nicholson, in the film, Meanwhile, Jack Nicholson, of course, is starring in what is the very best film of the year, Terms of Endearment. He's saying that he gained that 40 or 50 pounds for the part. What a bunch of rubbish. You've been gaining that weight for so long. When you talk about a fat part, you mean blubber. I mean, the guy's big, great. He's going to get an Oscar nomination for it for sure. Meanwhile, Shirley MacLaine will win the Oscar, in my opinion, for Terms of Endearment. Absolutely. Meanwhile, she's finally got rid of that closet husband of hers, Steve Parker. She had to write out a very big check. They've been separated for years. He lived in Japan, but finally the divorce has come through. Meanwhile, Deborah Winger, who's usually very close with all her directors, is now close with and hold-handing at a basketball game with Jack Nicholson. All right, why not? Hugh Hefner, star 80. He has actually said he liked Cliff Robertson's portrayal of him in Star 80, which is also a very gripping modern Hollywood story, which I found quite exciting. And Muriel Hemingway, delicious. I was out dancing with her a couple of weeks ago, and boy, those implants look great. I wish I could say they felt great, but maybe next time.
That was Brigitte Bardot we just saw a picture of, wasn't it?
Well, you know, they're messed up. Meanwhile, Hugh Hefner, Hugh Hefner has finally, finally got a letter.
That's your last close-up. Okay.
Oh, don't be mean. And get...
No, okay.
Let's talk about Hefner's illegitimate son. He's 26 years old. He just found out that he has him. Now, all of you, don't write me. If you think you're Hugh Hefner's son, write him. There'll be a whole Playboy hotel filled with these people. Anyway, the Hefner empire is, of course, in financial trouble, but I think he'll pull out. All right, Brigitte Bardot, you realize, of course, that on her 49th birthday, she tried to kill herself a la Norman Maine in A Star is Born, rushing into the sea, taking the pills. They were able to rush her off to the hospital. She's okay. She's in the arms of Miroslav Brozek. That was the boyfriend before the boyfriend that jilted her. That's why she tried to kill herself. So now she is looking to make a comeback, which is, I think, is good news. She'll have to lose a little weight. Meanwhile, you know, she stands up for animals. She doesn't like animals to be hurt. But, tut, Bridget, I know that you're a partner in a cosmetic firm that uses rabbits for experimentation. Nutty. Meanwhile, Robin Williams...
Old rabbits.
Yeah. But still, you know, I mean, it's a little hypocritical. Meanwhile, Robin Williams is said, all right, no more booze, no more drugs, no more girls, which is nice since he's married. He's going on a complete health kick. The reason is he doesn't want his one-year-old son, Zachary, to go out and see Daddy drunk and, you know, boring. And so he's pulled himself together and will make a new film called Road to Mars, a science fiction comedy co-starring David Bowie. And there'll be robots in outer space.
What a great pairing.
Meanwhile,
That'll be terrific.
Speaking of pairings, Susan Sarandon and David Bowie were having a little thing. He actually asked her, he said, will you marry me? The only problem was he never called back. It's a strange story. I don't really know.
Just conducting a survey.
Now, I just hope that Joan Rivers doesn't show up in Aspen. I mean, she'll open her mouth, we'll have an avalanche. Meanwhile, she just turned down $350,000 from a health spa to do an ad because they said she had to be in a black leotard. She thought she looked a little bit too much like Elizabeth Taylor, I think, from the back. Those buns were just too big. I think they're more like potholes. Anyway, she turned it down, and the re-sculptured Cher, who's been surgically adjusted, will look great in those wonderful leotards, and she will do that ad and pick up the $350,000. Did you see her playing that lip-licking lesbian in Silkwood yet? Ooh, a performance played to perfection. She was born for that part.
Well, how interesting. And there'll be more with Couri.
More.
In just a moment. Stay tuned. Speaking of Mary Kate and our Couri Hay, and,
All right, now stop everything. I want to know, and I want to know the truth. Is it true that you showed your pee-pee and your boo-boo to the Playgirl Bunnies at that party a couple weeks ago? Is it true, or did you show everything?
What's a boo-boo?
It's right here.
Oh, okay. No.
I read that and heard that.
There was a piece of gossip in the Chicago Tribune not long ago that stated that when I had emceed the Bunny of the Year contest at the mansion in Los Angeles last summer, and there was a report that I had been in a van with the bunnies, and in the closing scene, which we taped for this show, that I had nothing on under my robe, and but in fact, what had happened, and they did publish the retraction or clarification a couple of weeks later, was that in the closing scene, true enough, I did, in the robe, go into the van with the girls. There were 10 or 11 bunnies, but we all were to crouch down, and we were on the floor of the van. And I was down on my hands and knees, and a couple of the more adventurous girls from behind me went, yeah, like this.
Oh, this is getting better every minute.
By surprise, and they saw my tattoo. That's it.
What is the tattoo?
I don't know. It's a bucking bronco here. No, they just lifted the. I didn't have anything on underneath. They lifted my.
Would you repeat that on the air?
I think I did. And
no,
so
but I mean, act it out.
So no. So that's all there was to that. But it was an accident. It was all in fun, and I was an innocent bystander. Well,
that just points why I asked you. Now, I do that with a lot of my stories. I asked. Now, I also called Mr. T to make sure that this, you know, Phyllis Clark wasn't a bogus, illegitimate daughter, wasn't a real one. You have to check. It's not easy. Pinning down the truth is often very difficult. I have to either see it or ask it. I have to have two independent sources, and it's not easy. If I'm ever wrong, if any of the stars feel that I've been wrong, please call and tell me, and I'll correct myself on the air. I can be wrong. I'm not omniscient, but I try.
I'll explain, by the way, that the reason that telegram came to my house is that only days before Mr. T had been there taping a segment, and that address had appeared with his name on a contract or something.
Spies everywhere.
So that's how I got the telegram. Anybody else?
Well, Elizabeth Taylor, I mean, finally, I think she's licked her drug problem. I'm very happy. I hope now she'll beat that weight off herself. I mean, she's still way overweight. I hope she'll follow Betty Ford's lead once again and go have herself lifted. I mean, completely. She's had her eyes done, but get rid of those chins, Liz. Let's pull yourself back together. Richard Burton, by the way...
Why can't we just let those people look as they choose to look?
She doesn't choose to look like that.
You know, I mean, a woman keeps herself gorgeous and slim and right for film all of her life, and so if she wants...
Oh, she's dead.
I don't know.
Her life is over. She's 52.
No, but...
She's got to keep looking great. Come on, Liz, you can do it.
Why? Maybe she wants to have some ice cream and a pizza and put her feet up on the beach and have some fun And
Elizabeth Taylor said herself, when I'm happy, I'm thin, and when I'm not happy, I'm fat. So take it from there.
Okay,
Meanwhile, Richard
so I'm
Burton,
a liar. All right.
No, you're not a liar, and it's a point of view, but I want Liz to be stunning and beautiful again, don't you? And you can do it, Liz. Come on. Richard Burton is studying the ancient Chinese art called Aikido. It's like yoga, and that's letting him give up alcohol and cigarettes. So why not? He and Sally Hay Burton are very happy. He got a house in Haiti because he lost his other 2 houses in Rancho Puerto Vallarta to his 2 ex-wives. Susan Burton got one, Hunt, and the other one to Liz. So, I don't know. Anyway, let's wrap it up with the girl that put the nasty in Dynasty, Joan Collins. She was at a benefit party in London for cancer research. So she blithely lights up a cigarette. Well, everyone goes, in shock. She's lighting up a cigarette. She looks around. She turns red, smokes half of it, and puts it out. She recently told me, Couri, I can deal with fame and success. I know I'm just the flavor of the month, and, well, it's my kind of flavor.
Well, congratulations to Mr. T and to Joan Collins for giving you guys something to do.
Well, got to do something.
They do add character, don't they?
Tell us some stories. Tell us
We got anything on you,
something
Mary
juicy.
Kay?
I don't know anything juicy. I don't, honest.
Well-
I swear.
Jane Wyman.
No juicy guy. She's wonderful.
Well, she's wonderful. She told the designers on Falcon Crest, look, not a lot of red. I don't want to wear a lot of red because, of course, it's Nancy Reagan's favorite color. So, no, not a lot of red we're going to see her in. Meanwhile, I love the Hollywood Democratic star that sent her this wonderful bumper sticker. Jane Wyman was right. You saw that. It's a true story, isn't it?
I saw a button like that.
And there's a bumper sticker to match.
Probably came with the bumper sticker.
Joining Dick Valentine on the air now. Late night phone in. I want you to meet someone now, another author. This gentleman is a syndicated columnist, followed by something like 22 million readers a week, and currently entertainment reporter for AM San Francisco, has his own cable show in New York. This is the Tinseltown Tattletale, our Couri Hay.
Okay, we ready to dish the dirt, Alan?
So, well, I guess, sure. We know now what to do with our money, so fire away.
Fire away. Well, who should we talk about first? Super bitch, Joan Collins? The burning question in the intelligentsia of New York is, should she or shouldn't she have been nude?
In Playboy.
What do you think?
Haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it's
I'm
airbrushed.
sorry,
It's airbrushed, but she's looking good. Her children are quite upset about it. She did just receive a $25,000 check as a bonus. That means she made $137,000 for being nude. Okay, why not? That adds to her income. Last year, she made about $2 million. Okay? Get ready for her book, Past Imperfect. It's coming up. She will detail her love life inch by inch. Warren Beatty, Ryan O'Neal, Roger Moore. You're going to hear it all. Get ready. It's coming up. Okay.
Well, she's one of the... we constantly joke on this show about the fact that on just about every episode, somebody talks about Joan Collins. Everybody is talking about Joan Collins, so she's done a number of things to deserve that kind of attention. And,
including her ex-husband, Ron Cass, who has to go to a suicide prevention center, he says, so he won't kill himself being without Joan. He's had to give his gun collection away. Okay, all right.
he misses airbrushing her, that's all.
Two of the big questions I think that I'm asked when I travel around the country is Tom Selleck gay and is Brooke Shields a virgin? Now, the answers here are yes and no. Do you want to hazard a guess as to which is yes and which is no?
I would choose to believe that she is and he's not.
You're right. Absolutely. Tom Selleck remains a straight arrow boy. He's ended his affair with Cats dancer Jilly Mack. He's back in the arms of beautiful model Andy Tucker. He just gave her a VW rabbit. One of the few stars that doesn't act like a rabbit, by the way, is Tom, who actually you do not see him hanging out in bathrooms and then stumbling around and going with every starlet. He's really a straight arrow guy. Brooke Shields, beautiful, intelligent, definitely still a virgin. She's now in the arms of a Princeton senior named Edwin. Really, she may have been nude in a silver platter, but this girl is a virgin. I've known her since she was a little girl, okay? She's in the arms now.
She tells you, she said, no, Couri, no. She said, I can't because I am. And you say, all right, and you go and chase Tom Selleck for more information. Maybe she's got the goods on.
By the way, Tom Selleck will not be on Magnum P.I. this year. He's going to bow out at the end of his contract. Brooke is taking first-year acting lessons at Princeton. Thank goodness, right? Okay. All right, okay. Let's go on to Richard Gere. I know
He's
you
not
girls...
going to do Magnum P.I.? Wait,
Nope, this is it. This is his last season,
Just
1984.
recently heard
it's
how...
over. He wants to be in the big screen, and he will get to the big screen, too. All right, now, Richard Gere, girls, relax. He will be nude once again in Cotton Club. Why, I don't know. There's nothing to see, but anyway, if you can find it, okay. So, meanwhile, he just helped Diane Lane do her first nude scene in Cotton Club. He got $3 million for it. He helped her through it step by step.
Okay. We have to take a commercial break, and we'll be back with more or less on Richard Gere. Couri.
More coming up with our Couri Hay.
We've been talking about some of the stars in Hollywood and what they're up to and not. And Kevin, you must have been maybe even victimized by gossip or by untrue or true reports over the years in your own.
I've gotten along pretty good with the press. Everything has been kind of pretty factual, you know, and guy's doing his job, you know. I can leave out some of the more intimate things, but that's the name of the game. It's show business. Do it all.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
It's entertainment.
And some stars, it's interesting how when they're on their way up, they thrive on that kind of publicity, and they try to plant it and get whatever they can, and then at a certain point they say, wait a minute, I need my privacy. And where do you fellas draw the line, or do you just try to stay neutral about it and keep...
If it won't kill little children, I'll print it, or I'll say it.
Okay.
No, actually, I leave out a lot of things. I mean, kinky sex, necrophilia, heavy drug problems. I've been known to spare people.
Boy, what a heart, what a Samaritan here. All right, what else have you got, short of...
You know, it's just, I can't help but think of Joan Rivers right now. I mean, a confused woman, okay? Her nose done not once, not twice, but 3 times. I mean, is she a transvestite or is she a transsexual? I mean, does she know, really? I mean, I don't know. Can you imagine without the wig, the eyelashes, the dress? I mean, but you know why she's such a good talk show hostess?
What, because she's outrageous?
And when a guest doesn't show up, you don't notice. But that's okay. John Travolta?
She has a great thing going for her, I think.
I think she's very funny.
Outspoken and funny. John Travolta?
Okay, John Travolta, well, he's finally letting his hair grow back, okay? Not in his face, on his body, because for his film Staying Alive, he was waxed and bikini lined. You girls know about this, hurt, okay? So his girlfriend, Mary Lou Henner, who has now moved into his Santa Barbara ranch, must wear like a full-scale body stocking, a heavy razor burn every night. I don't know what he's doing. Anyway, John Lennon and Yoko Ono still carrying the torch for him and, of course, still guarding the flame. There's a new book out in Europe called The Assassinated Beatle, John Lennon. She's very upset about it. The book says that the FBI made the plot and had him assassinated because of his anti-nuclear stand. Yoko is very much afraid that this book might come to America and make it difficult for her. She's still guarding him very much. Marlene Dietrich, okay, get ready, come back. She's going to make a comeback. She lives her life by horoscope every day in Paris, and now the horoscope says come back to the public, so she's going to come out of her Paris apartment and make a comeback this year. We'll have stage appearances, and we'll all be waiting for her to fall off into a drum again. We hope that won't happen. Ronald Reagan Jr., okay, he may have given up his ballet lessons, but he's still kicking his legs in the air. If it wasn't a family show, I'd tell you more about that. He is taking karate classes. His sister, Patty Reagan, she'd go into politics, her career, I mean, zipola, she's doing nothing. She is therefore studying yoga. She's also studying her yoga teacher. They are learning all kinds of positions, both in the studio and outside the studio. His name is Paul Greeley. Okay, they're busy. What do we, should we go to Monte Carlo? And you all, Princess Caroline seems to have finally found happiness. She is in the arms of Stefano Casaroghi. He's several years younger. He's blonde. He's handsome. Finally, happiness for her. Stephanie's still in the arms of John Paul Bemendo Jr. She's still very shy because, you know, about the accident with Grace. She's very upset about it. The whole family's upset about the people throwing themselves on Grace's grave still, looking for a miracle cure. There's a monsieur in Rome trying to make her a saint associated with miracles, so hundreds of people are flocking to Monte Carlo, literally throwing themselves on the grave, asking for a cure. One girl claims she has her sight back from this. Rainier, I don't think, will ever remarry. Prince Albert is not the shy, retiring boy he once was. We were out about 2 weeks ago in New York. He liked my date a lot. I was a little tired. I said to my date, if you'll tell me everything, you can go. She went. I know everything. He's not that sensitive, shy boy he used to be. He's getting around. He's now with a Swedish model named Susan Broadbent. Is this interesting?
Well, yeah, I was just...
Are you sure?
Well,
okay.
What was interesting to me for Flash there was the fact that you sacrificed your date to get a story with the prince.
Well, you know what it was? I had to go to AM San Francisco and make my regular appearance, and I was tired, and I knew that the prince wanted to carry on, and why not? She was a princess.
Boy.
I want to thank you.
They used to do that in the war. You know, here, we'll send Karen off to the...
I read for many different celebrities, and people have asked me, well,
What about, like, just recently I read for Tawny and John Schneider, and people have asked me, by the way, he says hello to you. I don't know if I told you this. Yeah. And they ask me things about them, but I can't do that because it's very unethical to divulge any private information about anyone I
Like a
report.
priest. You're like a priest.
Thank God the stars will mostly tell you everything themselves. 50% of the news I get, I either see or they tell me. Believe me, Joan Collins has no secrets.
So they're happy to have many parts of their lives publicized.
Christy
and
Brinkley did not mention that little thing about me, did she? I just keep my fingers crossed that you don't mention it on the show.
I'm going to tell Billy Joel, and he will be in your dressing room later.
with a motorcycle running up and down your forehead.